Can't Keep Up is a song. I really wanted to write a high energy, ruckus kind of crazy, live your life kind of song of just, this life is so short. And though I like to go to bed at 9:30 a lot of the times and everything, I thinking to myself one morning, I was thinking, I really need to not take myself so seriously sometimes and remind myself to have a little fun. And so I think this song reminds you to do that. Can't keep up with the hell we raise. It's like every once in a while you can break loose a little bit. It's gonna be good for you. I'm not saying raging and partying is always good for you, but I just mean, breaking out of your comfort zone a little bit and living a life of excitement and less of worry. And there's so much fun in this song. I love it. Hideaway is one of my favorite songs on the album. I wrote this song in Montana. I rented a ranch with my friend Heather Morgan and Mark Trussell, and we were out there writing. We'd go on hikes every morning in the snow-topped mountains in Montana. It was just so beautiful. And in the afternoon, I just felt like we were hiding away. Like I felt like we were detached from the world, and I so long craved that, and often do crave that. And so I think Hideaway just captures that feeling of, what if I just dropped everything right now, sold everything I got, everything to my name, sell it all, go move to some random place, start a new life, meet new people, make new memories. And I think everybody has that feeling. And not that I'm trying to encourage everybody to just change your life drastically right now, but I think the thought of it is cool, and it reminds you to take a trip and go hide away for a little while. And I love that feeling. Home Sweet Love, I've been looking for it there's somebody else out there looking for it too, and I think that's what this song's about, is like, you keep showing up, you've been broken at times, doesn't mean you're broke though. It only makes you more interesting in some ways. And I think the thought of, you've been looking for a road out, you've been looking for a sign, you've been looking for all these things that finds you that person. Well, I've also been looking for you, and you've been looking for home sweet love. Like, you've been looking for that thing that you feel like you're at home with, and there's somebody else out there looking for it too. And I think that this song really captures that in a beautiful way. Want That Back. I wrote this song in the middle of the night one night. I wrote it in this room right here that I'm sitting, but I wrote the chorus, and a lot of these songs are wrote in this room actually, but I wrote the chorus to this song in the middle of the night at 3 a.m. When I was laying in bed. I jumped up and I had the whole chorus in my head, the smell of old wood bleachers and the word of hometown preachers. Being rich was her than a cheap six-pack. And like these simple lines of the things that I find comfort in a tough time. And I was really struggling with where the world was, with the pandemic and with the hate and violence going on in the world. And I found myself reaching for those things of comfort. And though you can't always exactly get them back, the longing for it and in the sense that has also made you who you are, and hopefully the good person that you are, I think shapes you, and you still carry it with you. Wait Up For Me is one of my favorite songs. It's so sexy, and I haven't got to do one quite like this, and it's very intimate. And I think the excitement of telling somebody to, don't go to sleep yet, wait up for me. I'm just around the corner, the anticipation is building up, and you know what it's like to see somebody that you've been dying to see. Well, I think this song just really builds it up in a really sexy way, and a real intimate, and also it's just mostly piano, and it really hits home. And I've been needing something like this and been wanting to write it so bad, so I can't wait to sing this on stage. Holy Water, actually, my friend Mark was sitting right here. He had his piano right here, and he started playing this cool, simple piano riff, and I just started singing, and I've been wanting like a really soulful, kind of spiritual, but spiritual in the way of love, in the way that when you find love, it's your holy water, it's your saving grace, and we really knocked it out of the park with this song. I was so excited when we got done writing it, and we all got around this couch right here and in this room, and we held the microphone and we sang all these choir parts with it. So when you hear the record, we recorded it right here in this room. And then I got together with Dave Cobb and we recorded it, and we took those. They were so good that we brought them in and added them to the album version. And it's just so powerful and so much fun to sing. Where the Light Meets the Sea, I wrote this song probably 5-6 years ago. Most of the songs on the album I've written in the last few months. I got on this crazy roll. But this song has stuck with me for so long, Where the Light Meets the Sea. I had this title sitting around in my list of titles, and I'd been really wanting to write it. And I was in Malibu, and I rented a little house there close to the water. And so we had the view of the water, and I was with Jordan Reynolds, a good buddy of mine, and we've written a lot of songs together. And it's funny, we also wrote Castaway, which is in this feel and in this sentiment in some ways. And we open the windows and we hear the birds singing, and it just became this song that was kind of about, at first, like realizing that you have to go find the love for yourself out there somewhere. And though you love this person, you gotta go on, and you'll be in the place where the light meets the sea. You'll be in that place where you found yourself. And then it became kind of more about, it could be about life, and also could be about losing somebody, and how they might have left and they might not have wanted to, but you can find them in the place where the light meets the sea. And that, as the ocean was there in the distance, and we watched the sunset out there, and the beautiful water, and then at the end of the song you can hear the birds and the ocean that we recorded right there the day we wrote it. And it's so beautiful. You know, I've always made my albums in different processes. In the beginning, Russ Coburn and I made a lot of music together, and it was amazing, and it, you know, launched me into a stratosphere I could only dreamed of. And then we'd still keep writing, but I wanted to like make a different record with different producers each time. And then the next record, I make Sunday Drive with Ian Fitchick and Daniel Tashin, and it was incredible, and probably one of the most special storytelling, powerful records I'll ever make, in the way of just the reflection of this album and where I was and who I am. I kind of found myself in that way. And then I get to this record, Songs About You, and I have that finding of myself, and then I find the confidence, and some stuff that goes on in my life really makes me dig down deep and stand up for myself and be like, this is me. You know, don't be apologetic for anything of who you are. And I get to Songs About You, and so I start writing with all these different people, and I start finding different parts of different producers that I love. And so I record some song with Dave Cobb, and then I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna take this piece from Dave Cobb, I'm gonna put on the record. But I also love what I'm doing with Mark Trussell. And so instead of like taking this to just one producer, I'm gonna do some stuff with Mark Trussell, because I'm loving our demos, and he plays all these instruments, he's amazing. So we're gonna do that. And then towards the end of the record, I run across Nathan Chapman, and ended up writing half the album with him in like a month and a half, because I just loved what he does. And he's playing drums, and all of a sudden he's playing piano, then he's playing guitar, then he's playing bass, and his energy is so positive and magic. And so that brings a whole new light, like a lot of the fun, excitement of the record and electricity is from stuff we did together. And so I was like, well, I don't need to go take that and record it with one of these other guys, because he does great at what he does. And it kind of lets me shine in a way that, you know, all these producers matter, but one of the other reasons they matter is because they let me be the artist that I want to be, and they don't step in the way, they just enhance it. And that's when you find a great producer, and also just find yourself as an artist. And then Jordan Reynolds and I wrote Where the Light Meets the Sea years ago, and I loved what he did on that. I thought about re-recording it, and I was like, we already did something amazing with this. You don't need to try to recreate it. You already got the magic. The bookend of the record is Where the Light Meets the Sea. And so I have 4 different producers, all that do incredible things, and none of it sounds different in the way that like, oh, this is 4 different records. It makes it sound like me. And I think I've never sounded more like me in my life than I do on this record. And it was the best discovery I've ever had. The first song I wrote for this album, I guess technically, was Where the Light Meets the Sea, even though I didn't know it was going to be on this album until it really made sense. This is the album to give it a, no pun intended, light to be brought out into the world, you know, because it was sitting there to have its moment, and it finishes this album in a beautiful moment. So I guess that's one of the first albums that I wrote many years ago and didn't know it was going to be the album for Songs About You, but Where the Light Meets the Sea ended up on it. And then the last song I wrote, the last 2 actually I wrote were Wait Up For Me and Hideaway, because I was going on a trip to Montana, and I had the whole album written. I was sitting with my managers, and my manager John, he said you have the whole album written, so you can kind of just go relax out there. If you write, that's great, but you have so many good songs here. He says keep having fun. You can write stuff for the next album or the next album too, but go have fun, and if you write, you do. If you don't, somebody did. You got a record. And I took that as a challenge. Like, no, I'm gonna go beat stuff on this record. And so I was like, let's just go have fun. We're playing with house money. We're playing to where if you don't get anything, we're in Montana enjoying it. And we get out there and we write Hideaway and Wait Up For Me and some other songs that might end up on later albums. But those are the last ones. And then I come back, and a week later I'm recording the whole album. So nothing like right at the buzzer. And they're probably they're in my top 4 favorite songs on the album, I think, probably. So it's pretty fun. Holy Water was released Christmas Eve, and I wanted to give a little Christmas gift, because at Christmas time, Mr. Christmas had just came out. Everybody was sitting around their tree listening to this stuff, and I wanted to give a little gift to this music and kind of get it out there to the world. And so it really started off amazing with Holy Water, and a couple months later we come with Want That Back, and they both just really captured, I think, some of the depth that this record has. But I also wasn't done writing the record, so I knew that was a big, strong foundation for the album. But I was like, okay, I want to get this out there, but the excitement of it enticed me to go deeper into what I was doing with this music. Because of that, January, February, and March, I wrote almost the entire album after that, even though I thought I had the whole album, most of the whole album written by that, and I just thought I had a few more songs. Well, I ended up writing pretty much the whole album after that. So those 2 songs stayed, and then I wrote the whole album. So I think it was a great way to get the feedback from my fans of really loving that sound, and it's just really good music, and those got me to the dance. And now here I am several months later releasing the whole album, and it feels so right.